Mate, are we really this cooked as a country? Are we seriously standing around watching this mob pretend like negative gearing isn't the sacred cow they secretly feed behind Parliament House with our tax dollars? I mean, come off it. The Treasurer's out here looking dead into the camera saying we didn't commission modelling like Stephen bloody Kennedy just woke up one morning, spilled his wheat bix on the AFR, saw the word negative gearing and thought, crikey, better whip up some projections before lunch. What, are we running Treasury like a school group project now? Oh sir, I just did it for fun. Right, before we dive deep into this political circus, do us a favor, smash that like button, subscribe if you've still got the guts to hear the truth, and leave a comment telling me how cooked you reckon things are under this mob. Oh, and if you're as fed up as I am, grab the Elbow Knows Best t-shirt, $16 for the next 48 hours. Don't miss out. Links down below. Let's not muck about. This is political theater of the highest order. While you're out there forking over $600 a week to live in a showbox the size of a pantry, these clowns are playing semantic hopscotch with the truth. We didn't commission modelling, mate. That's the bureaucratic version of saying I didn't cheat, I just looked over at his answers for inspiration. You can smell the fear from Canberra to Cottesloe. Negative gearing reform? Even whispering about it gets the property lobby frothing at the mouth like a mad dog. And Labour? They've gone full coward mode. Backflipping harder than a Bondi gymnast. You remember when they actually wanted to win back negative gearing? 2019 wasn't that long ago, people. Back then they had the spine to say, yeah, maybe people buying their fourth investment property shouldn't get a tax break while renters are eating 2-minute noodles out of a kettle. But now? Now it's all, we are not proposing any changes. It's not in our tax policy. We've got a housing plan, and that's not part of it. Blah blah blah. Just say you're scared of Rupert Murdoch and be done with it. Look, let me break it down. This whole modelling debate is a red herring. It's not about whether Treasury modelled it. It's about whether the government cares. And from where I'm sitting, they don't. Not about renters. Not about first home buyers. Not about young Aussies being priced out of their own bloody country. All they care about is not pissing off the real estate lobby and boomers with 6 properties and a self-managed super fund fat enough to choke a crocodile. And while we are talking about it, can we just address how mental it is that a policy designed to encourage housing supply has ended up doing the exact bloody opposite? Negative gearing was sold as a way to increase rental stock, remember? But now it's just a tax dodge for the well-off. Go ask anyone under 35 how many homes they own. Oh, that's right, none. But their rent just went up by $80 a week. Meanwhile, some bloke in Mosman just claimed $20,000 in deductions on his third property in Byron that he rents out to influencers on Airbnb. And Jim Chalmers wants us to believe that Treasury just casually offered their views in a totally unsolicited, innocent, oh by the way kind of way? Mate, pull the other one. It plays waltzing Matilda. You can't have it both ways, Dr. Chalmers. Either you got advice you asked for, which means you were thinking about it, or Treasury's got some magical crystal ball where they just know what topics to prepare unsolicited reports on, because they read Twitter. Which, honestly, would be the most competent thing any part of government has done in years. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but the economy's doing better than 3 years ago. And yeah, okay, compared to a global pandemic, sure. But let's not pretend not a complete dumpster fire is the new standard for economic management. You're boasting about cutting taxes for everyone while ignoring the bleeding wound that is the housing crisis? What use is a couple $100 off my income tax when rent's gobbling up half my pay and I've got to sell a kidney to afford groceries? Oh, and don't even get me started on the budget. Broadly the same, says Chalmers, when asked if the fiscal balance is holding up. Broadly the same? Is that your big economic flex now? Imagine walking into a job interview and saying, yeah mate, I've done broadly the same amount of work as last year. You'd be booted out quicker than you can say negative gearing. And speaking of jobs, this government's big distraction tactic is to point at the opposition and go, but they are worse. Classic playground politics. Yeah, I crashed the car, but at least I didn't burn it like Peter would've. Mate, we are not picking the least crap option here. We want someone to fix this housing mess. Not just patch it up with another half-baked grant or build-to-rent scheme that benefits developers more than tenants. Let me tell you what this all really means. It means that no one in power has the guts to touch negative gearing because it's become political kryptonite. It means the entire system is rigged in favor of those who already have wealth, while the rest of us are left begging for scraps. It means that if you're under 40 in this country, you've got a better shot at seeing Halley's Comet than owning a home in a capital city. And here's the real kicker. They know it. They know the system's broken. They know it's locking out millions of Aussies from stability, security, and dignity. And instead of doing something about it, they are hiding behind technicalities and PR spin. We didn't commission modeling. Great. So we're not even pretending to plan for reform now? Let me ask you something. Who do you reckon government policy should be helping? Families trying to get their first home? Young professionals working 2 jobs to pay rent and save? Or property investors sitting on 5 houses like a game of Monopoly gone wrong? We know the answer. They just won't say it out loud. And this is why we need to stop letting them get away with it. Call it out. Share this vid. Start conversations. Ask your MP why renters are second-class citizens in their own country. Push back against the narrative that negative gearing is untouchable. It's not. It's a choice. And like any choice, it can be changed. But not while this lot's in charge, clinging to their tax breaks and pretending it's all too complicated for us simple folks to understand. Give us a break. We are not idiots. We are just tired. Tired of being lied to, of being strung along, of being priced out, taxed out, and locked out. So yeah, maybe it's time we stirred the pot. Maybe it's time we stopped accepting spin as fact. Maybe it's time we looked them in the eye and said, "Nah mate, not good enough." And if you agree, even a little bit, smash that like button harder than a landlord at an auction. Subscribe if you've still got the guts to hear the truth in a country where the truth's been buried under mortgage interest and campaign donations. And grab the Albo Knows Best tea while it's still up, $16 for 48 hours. Because satire's all we've got left, and frankly, it's getting dangerously close to the truth. Rant over, but the fight's just begun.